Well, good friend of Congressman Kanjorski's, actually, Joe Biden, has been a frequent target of those funny folks at The Onion. Take a look at one of their latest efforts. We'll talk about it on the other side.
After encountering resistance from the Obama administration, cognac maker Hennessy has agreed to pull a series of ads starring Vice President Joe Biden. The $28 million campaign sought to link Hennessy to the vice president's suave original personality. When the campaign was announced, a Hennessy spokesperson said Biden's sly trademark grin and international Playboy status made him the perfect face for the luxury brand.
Biden was great to work with. We really just put a camera on him and let him do his thing. A lot of us over here at Hennessy have learned a lesson from him on how to live our life to its smoothest.
To its smoothest, a great story in the New York Times, additionally, Amy, yesterday, talking about how a Biden representative actually called The Onion.
I love that.
Said, we like it.
Yeah, well, or that Jay Kearney was quoted, his spokesperson, saying, wait, you want me to react on record about a fake
That's right.
Onion, yeah, all right, in the New York Times.
Indeed.
Well, thank you very much here for joining us, Stephen Mansfield, here coming in to talk about Sarah Palin.
Yes.
And
and plug the new book,
that's right.
The Faith and Values of Sarah Palin.
And in fact, we love plugging new books. Did you bring it? But you didn't bring it, but we have it up on screen there, so everybody can go in there very quickly and get that. Let's start and talk about her 2012 aspirations. Obviously, that's what everybody's watching for. I've heard you say in the past you don't think she's going to run. What do you think now?
I think she's going to run. I don't want her to run.
Okay, that's the difference.
Yeah,
okay.
I think she's going to run. It's my belief that culture trumps politics, and I think she's got an influence in culture. I think she can influence the way people think about politics and influence, mom and pa America, so to speak. And I think she ought to stay at that level. And then over the next years, travel, go international, meet with world leaders, deepen a little bit. I think she'll be formidable in 2016. But I hope she doesn't run this time.
I haven't seen anyone. Have you seen anyone kind of merge that culture and politics the way that she has? Even in the last week, since the election, she is out there playing the culture game as well as the political game.
No question. Yet she's got this talk show or this reality show going in Alaska.
Right.
Yeah, I think because she's a woman, I think because she's an attractive woman, and I think because of all the stuff that comes with her, Alaska and the family and all of that, I think she's going to be able to merge those two better than anybody else I've seen. And I'd like to see her lean to the culture side rather than the politics side for the reasons I've said.
Well, we heard a lot about Mama Grizzlies. So if she does not run, what do you think she does? She keeps going on and being sort of an advocate for candidates or causes, or what role do you think she plays politically?
She writes, she speaks, she keeps conservative values, before the national, in the sort of the national limelight. She continues to sprinkle fairy dust, on campaigns, and she continues to encourage the Tea Party movement or whatever the Tea Party movement evolves into.
Although there's a lot of criticism that those very people that she sprinkled pixie dust on ended up losing. They were very bad general election candidates. So does that hurt her then going forward?
Not if she'll step into a role, more of a statesman role within the Republican Party. I mean, as George Will has said, you're going to have a friendly civil war in the Republican Party, but she could really play a role in helping to heal that because she's not just crazy right-wing. She's not just on the lunatic fringe, even at the Tea Party. And so she could work with Steele or whoever it's going to be as a chairman there, and she could do a lot of good if she chooses to.
And how does she work faith into her appeal as well as her speeches? You see things in what she says and how she says it that are critical markers.
It's actually interesting because she's diminished her emphasis on faith. If you go back and look at what she did as the Wasilla mayor and the governor of Alaska, she was unbelievably faith-based. She'd attend statewide prayer meetings and offer the state to God and so on. I think two things did it. Two things have caused her to diminish that. First is joining the McCain campaign, and they just outright said, look, tone it down. We don't want to talk about creationism. We don't want to talk about faith. We don't want to hear anything about tongues and your Pentecostalism, And then second of all, I think some very embarrassing videos came out from her former church. You remember them passing around YouTube, the African bishop and all of that. And I think that caused her to back off quite a bit. So she does a little bit of seeding in from time to time. We hear a little God language. But given the fact that in the next presidential election, you're likely to have a Mormon, Newt Gingrich, who's re-embraced Catholicism, and this Pentecostal woman, I think you're going to have a grand discussion about religion. And I wish she'd abandon her restraints and just
talk about it.
Be an apologist for what she believes. Why not?
All right. Stephen Mansfield, the book is The Faith and Values of Sarah Palin, and it is the place to be because Sarah Palin, I don't know if you've noticed this, people are interested in her.
Very interested.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know, but I've heard that before.
I guess. All right. That does it for this edition of Top Line. Click on us again on Monday at twitter.com/Rick Klein, twitter.com/Amy E. Walter. Yeah, no, I think you won't be hurt.